Hello there everyone, welcome back. We had ourselves a nice little brawl going on with some orc mirror matches, although at the end of the day that's not really what I would like to practice against. I want to test my might against Eldar and mainly Chaos because they're probably going to be the more problematic factions I'm going to have. Not utilizing torpedoes to kind of be able to harass at range, so that is really what I want to test out on, and maybe a bit of Tau too, just to understand how the matchup works so I can know what exactly the flaws and weaknesses are, because Orks, obviously, I'm going to have my way getting a nice close-up brawl, which kind of negates all these upgrades I've been investing in almost. I would like to argue, because the disruptive sap doesn't matter there, hell, even against the Imperial Navy battles I had in my first video, since it's not necessarily difficult to get in close range, these upgrades are not getting their value, so we are going to hopefully try our luck again and see if I get what I bargained for. Although I may end up regretting it at the end of this video, we shall see. Alright, what do we have this time around? Grandabel. Ooh, this will be interesting. We're fighting Eldar again. This is quite a... This is starting to become more common than I actually would anticipate fighting up against Eldar, but at least this time I have a little more preparation. The weird thing is, I have two choices here. Do I just go after the station, or do I go after Eldar? Because attacking the station, quite frankly, doesn't help me in learning how to fight Eldar, so I'm a bit at a conflict of interest here, if I'm not going to be perfectly honest. So, interesting. Very interesting. I don't know how exactly I want to approach this. Because I feel like we'll just get this out of the way then, maybe? Because, quite frankly, I have a point advantage against Eldar anyway, so this isn't really a fair test, a comparison. But I am curious also about using these brutes. Because what I did is I added the turbo booster for them. So these things are going a whopping 212, which is almost the exact same speed as the Void Stalker. So this will be interesting to experiment with, although one thing I didn't realize until recently, test them out, is that the lots of boosters also, the negative effect also hits the brutes. Even though they have no actual engines you can critically hit, so you know what happens there? They suffer random critical hits. They suffer either a random fire or a random hull breach, which means the brute is kind of prone to exploding on itself whenever I try and boost. It's a bit of a hilarious side effect I was not prepared for. We are going to find out if that actually happens or not. And not to mention the fact this thing only has like 25 armor. It's so tempting to target. Although, like I said before, this is probably not a real test on how to learn to fight Eldar, which is the only unfortunate thing. If I were to be perfectly honest, but we're going to do it regardless. We're going to get this match quickly out of the way and see. Actually, I probably want my frigates to be in front there a little bit, so if bombers go after them, they basically soak an entire bomber squadron off a ship there. And in best case scenario, they help me with just shooting down the bombers as they try and go after my cruisers, ideally. We will have to see. Although, putting my ships further back also means it takes longer for them to get in position, which also means more time for Eldar, as I reposition this dang ship, to get more damage on me. So, remains to be seen if this is actually a good idea or not. Remains to be seen, but we have brutes that kind of like scare them off, and those things are going to do a lot of damage. Those things are going to do a lot of damage. So I'm okay with this. Now I just gotta figure out getting my groupings in this mess, since I didn't quite prepare for this. So frigate, group 1 there, group 2, group 3. Again, and you're gonna be group 4, and we'll regroup the 3. And try to see how this works out. There's gonna be a little bit of micromanagement involved here though, to avoid the dang structure. Also, let's turn on the focus fighting, that might help a bit. And keep an eye out for the mines. Because I don't know how I want to do this here. Because this thing, well, like I said, I've been saying plenty of times already, I'm a bit of conflict of interest how I want to approach this match. But hey, This isn't really the matchup I think Eldar wants to play regardless, so let's just give him a hard time, shall we? Let's just try and avoid having my ships explode. I think I would like that even more. I do need to be fast, so I almost wonder if I want to just boost right in. Quite frankly, although with mine there, probably not. Where's the beacon? Oh. Yeah, this is what I was talking about here, see? He is just wasting his bombers on that, so I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of okay with this. Waste all your stuff there. Oops. There. Brace for impact. We shoot down most of his Wow. Is this brute actually going to survive? Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we just had the luckiest brute in the entire Ork army. Of course, this is not going to go very well, but time to boost on in. Boost on in. Give him a hard time as a bonus, but priority is obvious. Priority is obvious, but I did hit the mine, so... I did hit the mine, unfortunately, but I think I can get out in time. Just keep these things moving, focus on that thing. Just draw time. And if possible, just have my fighter shoot down more of his. Because we could just brute force this down once I get in range. And the Stasis Bomb's actually going to help me some. Thank you, Eldar, friend. You are a pal. Now, let's start pushing our stuff over. Waste all his crap. Make him waste everything. And if I'm able to, just charge on in. Yeah, he's even just wasting his pulsars on the dang thing, so... this will end quickly. I might as well fire the Mega Cans, or Nova Cans, because this is the last chance I'm going to have it before we get in close and personal. And this is the one time I actually encourage, locking on. So go in super aggressively and ram it. Yeah, this is just a needless mess. A needless mess, but it's done. What else can I say, really? Not very exciting. It's not really what I wanted with Eldar, and probably most of my ships just explode from the station. As I ranted about it before in my last ranked Eldar match, those stations are a death trap. A little bit. So maybe I should have braced for impact instead, huh? Oh well. The throwaway match is done. Can't really take that too seriously, I guess. Because hell, even if I were to engage Eldar, it means I'm just dancing around a station that I could potentially kill so easily. And he's going to use it as a fallback point regardless, as he already did with his Void Stalker, so I'm kind of forced to engage the station regardless, if I'm judging where his Void Stalker was at the end of that. Nonetheless, we only lost actually one cruiser, so I'll take that as a nice easy win against Eldar. Normally, any engagement with Eldar normally results in a lot more casualties, you would think. Now, maybe if I'm really lucky, I'll get a rematch with them, and we can try a real match, a real test, to see how my fleet can fare. Well, 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 Fascist has gone Orky as well, and we're going to have ourselves a bit of a mirror match, although it's like I said before with the 250 point battle. With him gain what, 660 points, maybe 690, hard to really say. He's going to be able to overpower me potentially. The only thing I got going for me is I have a battleship with double mega cannons, whereas even his battle cruisers are still stuck with a single mega cannon, so I may be forced to have to field that just to help even odds a little bit. Nonetheless, what else should I try and field? Because Augur Disruptor's not really all that useful here, so I almost want to say just go crazy on the light cruisers. Try and experiment a little bit here. Maybe, although I would like to have some savages, something to draw fire and also contribute a little bit of good damage. because these things are useful, right? They should be worth their weight, especially when I can field like 4 of them in place of a single Basha. Hard to really say, and of course these upgrades, all these shield upgrades, are a bit questionable as well, but hey, if I ever somehow get a ranked match with Orks, I don't think I'm going to have really much upgrades in general for my frigates, just because of the cost of them. But we'll see. 2 light cruisers, a terror, a def dealer. We are looking golden. 4 tractor cans to boot. So now it's just a matter of figuring out how to deal with his torpedoes. Because tractor can does have that potential, but it only is if I can abuse it. If he tries to focus down a single Ork cruiser, then I can use the tractor cans to dodge. But otherwise, if he goes with the wide arc, then I'm just going to have to fly through and hopefully minimize the damage as much as possible. We will see. Again, it also makes me wonder if I want to have my frigates in front. Their point defenses are laughable, mind you, but at the same time they can either take some torpedo hits for my bigger ships or even, on rare occasion, just shoot them down. But it might be smart just to spread out my fleet, make it hard for them to just do the wide arc shots, so we'll see. Really hard to say. In all honesty, it's hard to say, especially when I have 3 frigates to kind of field around, so... Oh, I have 4 frigates, I take that back, so... You're going to be... Well, the def deal is going to be Group 1. You're going to move on forward. Group 2 is the other frigate squad, although I may have to change the cruiser's heading so it's not so wide a setup there. And I did not group my Bashas very well, did I? I don't think I grouped this one at all, or I deselected one or the other, so we're looking pretty good here as far as my control, my hotkey, my ability to do hotkeys is what I'm trying to say. But nonetheless, let's get these all grouped together. Let's keep a nice tight formation. Interesting positions he has for his frigates, or his ships rather. I wonder what to make of that. Clearly it's like a wave type of engagement. So once I engage one fleet there, he's gonna probably try and flank me with another. But this is a promising sign. This is a promising sign indeed. Because there's nothing but... What is it? Fighters on there. So once I get close, that's gonna hurt. Although I'm really tempted to just boost. Really tempted to boost to just cut down the timer. Although the def deal is a bit of a liability there. Oh, I forgot to boost with you. That could have ended badly. Yeah, I gotta watch that def deal. Make sure it doesn't get itself into too much trouble. So I can dodge these torpedoes easily enough. Let's just deal with what ships we can if he's gonna isolate and spread himself out. And I'll just take 1 torpedo hit here, I think. No, I'll take 2. Nope, I'll just take none. How about that? I will just take 0 then. And be ready to boost again when needed. Wait for his torpedoes. So that way I can kind of jinx him a bit. Oh, those torpedoes aren't even all that great, I want to argue. I want to argue. But we're going to boost on forward regardless. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why the frigates weren't going, because they don't have those upgrades like my other ships. They don't have the bigger red button, they don't have the upgrade that increases the recharge speed. Okay. I was a little bit weirded out, and of course I'm losing focus again. But if he wants to use his favors, by all means, use your favors. Although this Basha is going to take some hits, so gotta get ready to dodge with that. And again, keep in mind, I am pushing it a little bit with my def dealer, which is not at all the intention. But seeing a brute's always handy. I got Sappas. He's gonna try and ram me. Okay, well, I can ram even better. And he's got shock attacks, which is pointless. Sure, these are all useless frigates. I'm fine with that, though. There. And of course, I'm just out of range of my own boarding. And let's see, torpedoes are going in. That's fine. Just keep on going forward. And get ready to tractor can this thing to glory. Oh, it doesn't even need it. It does not even need it. Hell, my savages are at real no risk anyway. And those bombers are kind of a joke. Let's be honest, those bombers are a joke. Only 10 damage a hit against something that has really damn cheap frigates with 200 health and cruisers that have even more health than the norm. So, I don't think we're at risk, but does he have well, I was going to say, does he have micro warp jump? No, he doesn't even have upgrades. So, let me give him a hand here. Oops, that was the wrong ship. That was the wrong ship there, but let's get going. Get on going. Also, keep in mind, I have micro warp jumps, so I have not mentioned the fact that these micro warp jumps are really damn useful for preventing insubordination. So, that's the whole point of doing this right now, especially with a handful of savages and my about to get into the thick of it quite heavily. Now, brace for impact. Everything brace for impact. Have ourselves a bit of fun. Oh, is he already giving up, or is he just insubordinating? Yeah, I think he just given up. Well, that's a very anticlimactic match, wasn't it? Well, he was a lower level fleet, to be fair, too, so I don't fault him too much. Although, it's like I said before, he had more points, so he arguably could have better firepower to me. The only difference would be the death dealer, because it's like the only actual cruiser. Well, again, I've been pointing out the fact he had so many fighters with his custom points. I think that easily balances the balance out the firepower. So who am I kidding? His own ordnance bay, I want to argue, just lost him the match a little bit, especially since his torpedoes didn't really hit with the amount of time he had to shoot me. So, in the end, just boosting forward to dodge some of those torpedoes was the right choice, although, again, there's always that risk. 20% chance the engine breaks on the death deal, so I need to watch that thing like a hawk. But when I'm about to get into the thick of it, micro-warping, jumping in even when it's not really necessary is kind of a must. So it's kind of, I need to make sure I do that as early as possible, so that way, ideally, I don't have to burn an extra boosters. I can save that for when they're running away instead. That's the thought process, so I need to be more proactive using the micro-warp jump. And then at that point afterwards, I have ideas on how to minimize insubordination, because just activating and canceling the warp jump itself puts it on a 30-second cooldown, so there are ways to abuse that mechanic a little bit, if I were to be honest, although I kind of hate myself a little bit for suggesting it, because I really don't want to game the mechanics, but it can work against Orks in this case. Alright, looks like the rematch is real here, folks, so time to put my money where my mouth is. So, what is the plan? Beacons are definitely a must, so I think I'm going to take the 2 hammers for this. They both have beacons, and with this 3rd Basha to help with that, there is potential. Now it just begs the question, do I throw in extra Bashas with the tractor cans and other mega cans and potential saps? The only thing I don't like about this is the Weird Boy Tower does nothing for me, because when it does hit, it's not going to slow him, so it's not reliable, and I could probably get better mega can just with a cruiser, if I were to be perfectly honest. So, we'll see how this goes. So we got 5, 6 onslaughts, 2 brutes to hopefully use kind of as a spotter. That's kind of what I want to use them for with their higher speed. Again, a bit of a risk with the boosters now with what I learned, but if they can keep up with a Void Stalker, and if I focus that thing down, then that heavily negates a lot of his firepower, especially with my Basha. Only downside is I don't think my Basha has upgrade pilots, so not that it's really going to matter too much against 2 Eclipses, but it would help some. It would help in fighting off and mitigating a lot of the bomber damage, but We got a bit of a weird layout here, so the trick though, the main thing I need to do is stick the beacons. Stick the beacons, get a nice tight formation to kind of hopefully, despite how little their point defense may be, help contribute in shooting down as many fighters as possible. And we have one more in the back. Do I really want to tear in the back? Seems weird to do that, because then he's not going to focus it regardless. So, onslaughts are in the front. Well, let me see. Let me just organize this a little bit better. Nice tight formation. Get the brutes on the side. Look for windows to spot, because once I reveal the Void Stalker, a lot of my problems are alleviated, or hell, any of his ships really. I just gotta get on top of it afterwards. So, Group 3, Group 4, Group 5, so let's get on moving and see how this works. See if we can, if nothing else, look up menacing. I was not paying attention to the minimap. That may be a mistake, because I would have probably been able to see him right away, unless he's got the Altioch type favor. But we're looking okay so far. We also know he proactively uses beacons to kind of spot my brutes, so long as my brutes are not so far away that I can't stick a beacon, I think we're okay. We'll just hang the brutes back, have them slow down a bit, and then if he just wastes his bombers on... Actually, I have an interesting idea. This is probably a really dumb idea, because I'm giving him so much more freedom. Especially now I'm not going to have brace for impact available, because I'm trying to speed up how quickly my micro warp jump comes up, so maybe I should have done that earlier. Sure, he has the freedom, but hell, he's already hitting, so it's not like I can choose where he's going to fight. But I can't hear for him. I can actually hear for him. Let me listen. I'm going to try something different here. If he boosts again, we're going to put this to the test, although I need to keep in mind he may detect me. I'm just listening. Oh, I hear him.
Okay, we'll go that speed.
I think I just heard him over here. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just reacting there. I'm listening for boosters still.
What you want?
Although he definitely would have moved at some point now. I'm still not hearing any boosters.
He's ready.
So he's probably in a position he wants, but the more time he wastes, the more time I have to just get my brace for impact boot set up. So hell, he's so confident he chose just to go with the Eclipse and the Void Stalker. He didn't even decide to go for an Aurora. Oh, yep, I hear him.
I'm back in charge.
Alright. Let's go on in, shall we? We got one. Now, can I do anything at all about this little problem? Because yeah, I got a little too excited, I think. Because now, yeah, I can't micro warp jump anyway, so. Let's see how this works. This is probably not going to work very well, but he is panicking a little bit here. Oops, that is the wrong button, ding, and I thought those were my onslaughts, so that was a bit of a mistake there. So once he flies away, I am hitting. So I think he may have just ruined his opportunity to hit.
What you want?
Now, let's get everyone in.
Hit the red button.
Let's get ready to jam.
Move that space junk.
Now, boost on in. I don't know why you're not boosting, but
Fight is over here.
I would like you to boost.
Green is best. Let's show him. You got it, boss.
Oh yeah, I didn't micro warp jump, so that's what happened there.
Move that space junk. The fight is over here.
Oh no, you're not, buddy.
I'm back in charge.
Oh no, you're not.
You want us over there?
Although, I'm not in a good position to do any real damage to him, so... I did mess up the control a little bit here.
Here we go.
A little bit, but we'll see if this sticks.
Can we go faster?
And get these onslaughts and brutes to do more damage, shall we?
Orks is best.
Okay, so if his voice stalker wants to be behind me, that's fine.
Orks.
Because I still have a beacon. Well, I have a beacon. And his things are taking a lot of damage still. Oh,
Got it.
he did get the micro warp jump going finally.
Red boys, get to work, you lazy gits.
Now, do I have another beacon available? I know I have one.
We's getting shut up.
Oh, I thought I did, but I was wrong.
You got it.
Come on. Come to Papa.
The fight is over here.
Come to Papa.
Orks is best.
Although, yeah, I'm not paying attention to these guys too much, but they are kind of burning to death anyway.
We's ready. Can we go?
I am messing up my control though, because these things are going the wrong direction.
Here we go.
Oh, and I burnt up all my cogitators, and
Taking damage, boss.
why is my micro warp jump not working? I have a perfect window for micro warp jump and it's not doing it. So what the hell just happened here, I wonder?
You got it.
Because he got his micro warp jump just fine. Look, I'm trying to click the damn micro warp
Orks is
jump.
best.
It's refusing to work. What is going on here?
Space junk.
I may have to concede just because of that, damn it.
We's ready.
That may have just cost me right there as far as dealing with the dang, Void Stalker, quite frankly. So, not much I could do now. It had so much promise, now things are messing up for whatever reason.
You got it, boss.
Come on, give me. Well, now can I micro warp jump? Nope. So, can I use any ability, is what I'm wondering. Let me see, can I use the beacon? Yeah, I can use the beacon, just not the micro warp jump, so I'm forced to just warp on out.
You want?
Okay, never mind, it won't let me warp out.
Here we go.
It's not letting me warp out either, damn it.
Orks is best.
But nonetheless,
Fight is over
that has
here.
promise there. I just wasn't diligent enough with my micro warp jump, and of course,
Orks.
having
We's ready.
none of my ships being able to micro warp jump, it looked like all my frigates were kind of in the way. That was a bit of a problem. Now, this is unfortunately over. It had a lot of potential. Those eclipses nearly died.
Want us over there?
And there's some weird bugs going on because clearly I can see where he's at, so... Oh well.
Time to get
A
out.
bit of a learning experience, just the control is just messing up on me for some reason. That is weird.
An escort ship hit bang bang, boss.
That is really weird.
The fight is over.
And it's irritating as well, but... We gave those eclipses a run for the money, but obviously the big target is the Void Stalker, because it's slower, it's more valuable, it's only got 200 more health. So, there's things to learn there. But now it makes me regret, of course, not having the frigates in front, because they denied me my micro warp jumps with the 2 hammers. And I wasn't, again, paying attention to mini-map to know where the original spawning positions are, because I think there would be a very tiny window, I think, when I can actually see a ship, so... Well, my ships were spread out anyway, so it wasn't looking promising, and when he micro-warp jumped out, that signified the end of it probably, because if I had more tractor cannons, I could have at least locked the ships down that much better, without a doubt. But being spread out, mainly because of the not getting the micro-warp jumps I want, it did cause me those issues. But it's an improvement. I feel like that was an improvement, as my frame rate's gone to hell now.